Hello, people. How you doing tonight? We're going to have a couple guests. We're going to break it down into segments, but I want to say hi to people. Let a few more people get in here. Uh, we're going to have an interesting show. We're going to talk about two people in general, one show, and then we're also going to talk about a new guy on the block that thinks he's so much smarter and more clever than everybody. Well, we'll have a nice conversation about him. Well, let me read who's in here. Okay, let's see. From the beginning, we have Dave from Brooklyn. How you doing, Mobland? Armchair LCB. I don't mind if you're in here, but please don't spam the chat. If you spam the chat, we're gonna have to block you. Down Neck Team Muscle. How you doing, my man? Armchair. Okay, see armchairs all over. Steve Marinello. How you doing? Tommy. Alpha Omega. Albanian Syndicate. James Proctor, thank you for taking care of the chat for me. I appreciate it. Joy, how you doing, Joy? We're going to talk a little bit about your brother today. Okay, Joey Melrose, how you doing? Joey, I gave you a wrench, just so you know. You're always in my chat, and you're pretty good. You give me your opinion. Sometimes I don't like it, but you're still a good guy. Mafia History, thank you for being here. Montauk, how you doing? Chatting with Stacks. Welcome, Stacks. And if anybody can put Stacks show in the chat, I would appreciate it, please. He's been putting off a good product. Please go watch him. Sean, how you doing, Sean? Amber Williams, how you doing? Devil Salerno. Oh, Salerno. I'm sorry. I'm going to mess that one up. Gianni Catalano, how you doing, Gianni? Luke Hemsworth, Kid Rock, Maureen Frick, Ein Fox. No, I'm not going to even say that. Okay. Scott Lawson, how you doing? Tony Macaroni. Okay, let's see. C Money, how you doing, my man? Finn Creek, how you doing? Welcome. Route Irish, welcome like always. Angel Gotti, glad to see you here. My good friend Angel Gotti will always be my friend. I don't care what anybody thinks on that side. Okay. AMNB, another person that will always be my friend. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks on that side. Charles Sullivan, how you doing? Tommy Stiggs, great guy, Tommy. James Lund, James Murphy, Thomas Kane. Well, you guys always surprise me. You come pouring in here. Bill Jordan, how you doing, Bill? Good to see you here. And guys, no personalities, no blocking anybody unless they get totally disrespectful. The first thing you do is time them out. And after the timeout, if they don't listen, just get rid of them. Gerard, Seymour Scagnetti, Maureen Frick. I said that. Todd Father. Okay, let's see. Vinny, Jessica, Paul Clinton, how you doing? And let's get ready for this. I'm going to talk about a few things. And whenever you want to jump on, MB, feel free. We're going to start the show off with MB first. And we're going to talk about a new guy on the block here. He likes to call himself stand-up guy. But lately he's been standing down. And he's getting real cocky in here, people. He thinks he can come into this genre attacking people, saying whatever he wants, lying and getting caught in it continuously. Now, he went on the SoFlo show yesterday and he made some statements. And let me, first of all, I don't ever like to be against anybody that FBS is against, but this is how bad this guy is. He needs to really be rimmed out. First of all, stand-up guy, you're from Kingston, New York. Kingston's like the toilet of upstate New York. Kingston and Schenectady, two places I used to drive to get through real fast. I can only imagine what Kingston looks like now, dude. But you belong in Kingston. But you want to pick an argument and you want to pick a fight, stand up and you want to say things. And what did you say? I was 80? Dude, you're 67. I'm younger than you. And I don't use my eyebrow as a comb over. So, I'm giving you some material. You're lucky I'm even talking about you tonight. That's how insignificant you are. but you're attacking people in here, and you're saying how smart you are, how high your IQ is. One thing I've learned, people, when people start telling you how smart they are, and we have two people here to do that, we know who they are. They always tell you how smart they are. When people have to tell you how smart they are, that means they're not really confident in their intelligence. And when people tell you how high their IQ is, they're really not confident in their intelligence. And that's what we're getting from this stand down guy. And the stand down guy went on SoFlos yesterday, talked about going to the cops in Kingston and doing all this stuff. And then right after he did that, he got blasted by FBS. And instead of being a man and standing up for himself, he came onto his show and he said, I was just joking. I didn't mean that. No, dude, you meant it. You got hit and you got scared. Why don't you just admit it? Billy Brown, $27.99. Thank you so much, Billy Brown. That's so nice of you. If anybody else wants to donate to the Lee Cole Fund, feel free. Thank you so much, Billy. Okay, so I'm going to bring MB up here, and we're going to discuss stand-up guy because he's done a lot of insulting. And if you're going to insult people, you got to be prepared to get a blowback on it, stand-up guy. And that's what you've been doing. And then if you're going to platform somebody that's probably funny as hell, the guy is, but he's probably the least liked guy in here. And then you're going to use the excuse that despite the fact that he uses the N-word over and over and over and over, it's okay. That alone shows you that you're not that smart, or you don't understand the streets. If it's okay, stand-up guy, why don't you go out in the street and say it then? You know, or when he's calling women saying they have penises and they're right on your show. And then you said, someone said to you yesterday, Tony was talking about taking his dog's leg, ripping it off and smashing the computer, if he smashed the computer. And you laughed. So you think it's funny that when animals get abused, it's something to laugh at? Is that what you think? It's funny? And as for you talking about how fast you got to 1,200, let me explain something to you. When this genre really started off about 1.5 years ago, the guys that came in here had 1,000 in the first month. It didn't take us 3 months. By the third month, we were working on 2,000, 3,000. So it's not all that quick, my man. You know, it's too bad, stand-up guy, if you hear me, when your show first started, I liked it. It was a good show. You had your partner on there. You guys were, you know, you guys had a nice show. It was flowing even. Then all of a sudden you lost it. You lost your partner. Sean, keep doing you, Lee. Thank you, Sean, so much. I appreciate it. You lost your way. You got rid of your partner and you brought on somebody that many, many people are weary of. You betrayed your partner. That's what you did. You know, I had trouble with Danny Trio on here. And no matter what anybody said about Danny Trio, I stuck with him to the very end. Danny Trio decided to leave. I was always here for Danny Trio, even though he was getting blitzed. Even though I didn't know what to think about anything being said, I still stuck by my partner. And then you took somebody else over your partner, a person you were fighting with. He was more important than your partner. You can't make this shit up. Hi, guys. I wasn't getting the video. I just got it now. Thank you for showing up. Let's read some of these. MB, are you jumping on or not? David Cameron, sound buddy, hope all is good with you. Okay, let's see. Stand down. Stand down guy loves to defend lazy, racist, animal abusing lowlives. Maddie, you know, and I try to like him. But every time I try to like him, he does something that's like, wow, I can't believe he did that. especially when it comes to animals. We can never like anybody that abuses animals. How people treat animals are what they're really like. You can have some of the meanest people in this world, but when they go home, they treat their animals really well and love their animals. I have my dog that I absolutely love, and if she was to leave this earth tomorrow, I would be devastated. I have never put my hand on her one time. Has Polly pissed me off? Hell yes. Polly doesn't shut up. Polly Polly will bark at a leaf. People show Polly, mothers show cute kids to Polly, and Polly attacks the child. Polly doesn't like anything. But I love Polly. I would never touch my dog. I would give my life for my dog. So there's no excuse for animal abusing. There's no excuse for anybody to even like an animal abuser. It says who you are, dude, but I shouldn't be surprised. You live in Kingston. And people, I'm very familiar with Kingston. I'm a real New Yorker. I know all New York, upstate New York. I know Schenectady, Albany, Kingston, that whole area right there. It's the new slum of the central New York now. Albany used to be a great place. Schenectady was. Kingston was maybe 50 years ago. Now they're all crap holes. That's that part of New York now. Okay, I'm going to bring up MB now, and then we're going to get into discussion.
Holy shit.
MB.
Hey, what's up? Sorry about that. I was actually in the wrong back room since like 5 minutes to 6 waiting for you to let me up. My bad.
How did you get in the wrong back room?
Because after you sent me this, I sent you a StreamYard link. So I clicked on the last one. So I was in the second StreamYard link in our emails anyway. So
you got to get your stuff together.
So this guy came into this community, and from the beginning, I felt something was off. I felt it. I felt everything was for clicks and views and subscribers. And then one day he goes at me and starts calling me all sorts of names. Now, my channel is 2 people, a guy and a girl, and he decided to attack the female on the NB channel. And from there, it just showed his character. Now, Sons of Italy was a good stand-up guy. Can't say we can't call people stand-up guy anymore. We can't call these guys stand-up guys.
What do we call him? Sit down and pee guy?
Well, I'm saying the Sons of Italy, he's a good guy. I was going to say he's a good guy, and they've been friends. According to them, they've been friends since they were like younger. This is a real life friendship.
And it sounds like SoFlo and his partner over there that broke up over YouTube time. Can you imagine that? We're dumping your longtime friends over YouTube.
Well, I think those SoFlo and Nikki, from what I hear, their relationship wasn't so great, but to begin with. But these two, they started. It was funny. They would laugh together. They would tell stories. But it turns out that he got rid of his partner. It just shows his loyalty and his integrity. Because there's some things that clicks and views I won't do. And I'm not going to bring somebody on my show saying the N-word or bashing victims who died from terrorist attacks or somebody abusing an animal and laughing about it.
And that's what he did. He laughed. I was shocked last night when he was laughing. I was like, "What? You're laughing about a dog being abused?"
And then he puts up a cash app for the guy. Send him some money. Yeah, it's not funny. But I was listening to him on my way to work today to catch up on some of what I missed yesterday because people told me I should check out the show. And he was saying that, so what? I had a dog and I had to train him too. Something like that. Like he was making excuses for the guy. But when he comes into my chat, my views are over 100 in chat. So you guys must like him.
Stand up guy. Let me tell you something. When I was here, as long as you were, all of us, we were doing 200 to 300 in the chat. Okay. If I did 100 in my chat, I'd shut my show down.
Nah, I don't. I disagree. I'm fine with 100.
I got to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I got to rephrase that.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I just put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, you did, Dad.
Yeah, I always do. You know how I am. I'm a stupid old man.
Yep. Dad appreciates each and every single one of you guys. If he had half of us in chat, he would still do his shows and give us content.
I go in any chat to talk, and everybody has their reasons You got to remember though, you just started taking your show serious, MB. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, you're building your show right now. Like today, you had over 100 people in your chat.
Yes, I did. And there's certain days when I don't. It depends on the time, who else is live, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm fine with that.
And you're up against a handicap. You got Joe in there.
I know. This is where I say no comment. But this guy, he's coming in like a wrecking ball, trying to fight with some of the OGs, talking about how he would never go on Angel's channel. He would never go on Angel's channel because all it would do was help her. That's what he said. But then fast forward 2 days, he's on the guy from Florida's channel. Make it make sense. Make that make sense. But then
exactly. If I go on SoFlo's show and don't make it make sense, people, I would expect you to be mad at me. If I go on there and kiss his ass, if I bend to him, I would expect you to actually leave my show.
Remember that
there's nothing there to like about SoFlo. He can't reach out and say, "Oh, let's make this better." No, you can't. You can't call people pillheads. You can't go after people's children. If anybody
in real life,
if anybody needs to apologize, it's him. He needs to apologize.
He said, who was on his show with him? He said right when Stand-Up Guy was on his show, he said that he beat up a woman who accused him of the R word. I don't want to say the R word on here, but you guys know what it is. Stand-Up Guy was up on his platform with him. I listened to it, and he said, I beat up a woman who accused me of the R word, right while he was on panel with the Stand-Up Guy. And the Stand-Up Guy didn't say anything back to him, like you shouldn't hit women. That's not right. He just went on, with his little cop calling little thing, whatever. But he his also his other, so he's got on one side of him, he's got the pizza guy, and he swears he knows him better than all of us. And
I went through this with pizza. See, let me tell you something about pizza. There's a part of him that you try to like.
There's a part of him that I do like because I see that there's issues, but he's
funny as hell sometimes. He'll say some shit that's so funny that you'll laugh for 3 days thinking about it.
He's giving too. He's very giving. I'm telling you, this guy has cashed out me a bunch of money thinking that I needed it just because I put the Cash App in my chat a couple times. And he really thought that, he pays it forward. He does pay it forward and he has a good heart. But the thing is, anything that you bring him up, anything he does on your panel, you're responsible for. Do you think that using the N-word and these racist terms and hidden animals couldn't get your channel shut down?
And Sean, 1999, keep doing you, Lee. Thank you. Billy Brown, this is for Jeff Nadeau's wig fund. Thank you. We appreciate it. Jeff would appreciate it too.
Jeff needs a new wig. Bend over, guy. I have the highest IQ on MobTube. You sure do. Keep reading from the dictionary. Keep reading from the dictionary. I mean, he went after me and he called me a tramp, and then his apology was backhanded.
Yeah, well, he sounds like one of those wacky leftist jobs from Hollywood. He brags about knowing all these actors, and I don't care if he's lefty or righty, but he just sounds like one of these guys. Just a very strange Hollywood. He's weird the way he thinks, and to think that he thinks he can go after people and not take the brunt back. If you're going to go after anybody in the mob genre, you better be ready to get your ass kicked, dude. You better be ready for it. I'm being very nice to you.
Not yet, Tom Green. He, I think he's doing it all for clicks and views, though. He will bow down and do anything. But then his other little co-host is the Toothless Records.
Oh,
and he's like getting advice from him. So that clearly shows me why he wouldn't like try to talk to Angel and he would go on the other guy's show.
And his crew is Carlos and Carlos and Pizza. That's his crew.
And Carlos is the biggest hypocrite on this platform, but then he says that we're a bunch of hypocrites. The biggest hypocrite is calling us hypocrites. Can you guys imagine? Is there a reason why Carlos has got his wrench taken from 90% of these chats and people don't want him in their chats? Think about the things that you and the people that you have on your platform. There's a reason for that. At one point, Carlos was cool. We all gave him wrenches. We thought he was a cool. Within the past like 3 or 4 months, people have seen the crap that he's done where people ripped his wrenches away and don't even want him around.
I'm going to read this real quick. Lee could not afford to live in Kingston if Lee had 2 million stuff. You know what? I live in a beautiful part of Texas that I would take over Kingston anytime, my man. I'll tell you what, you can go live in Kingston.
Did you look up Kingston and make sure that it is what you're saying it is? Did you check it out? It might have changed.
No, I drove through Kingston 1,000 times.
Kingston, New York. Where is it? Upstate?
Yeah, it's about 25 miles out, maybe 30 miles outside of Rockland County.
Gotcha.
Spring Valley, Nyack, Nanuet. And as you go up the line, then you bump into that. It's before Albany and Schenectady. I'm very familiar with it. I've been through it 1,000 times.
Bend over guy says, me and Carlos hate the dentist. That's unfortunate.
Okay, let's see. Look, it says, I'm familiar with Kingston too. I hate when I have to go there. Yes, and the downtown's dead. It's one of those typical upstate dead New York cities. You know, anything outside of upstate New York now is dying cities. I mean, the factories have showed that they pushed all the jobs and out of there. It's not even worth it. It's like Middletown, New York. All those areas up there, they once were beautiful. 50 years.
It says, I'm looking it up. Living in Kingston offers residents a dense suburban feel, and most residents rent their home.
Yes.
In Kingston, there are a lot of bars, restaurants, coffee shops, and parks.
Yes, there's a bar in every corner.
Sounds like, and he claims he's sober and he's doing, I don't even believe, now it makes me not believe anything that comes out of his mouth. I really, after hearing him talk about how he can manipulate and make everybody love him and everything's for clicks and views and it's for the show.
Mike Slick, Team Muscle, talk to Muscle before you make a conclusion about what I'm doing tomorrow, because I've been talking because Muscle knows more than you think. And, respect to you no matter what, but it's going to happen. That's that.
Well, we can all have different opinions, right? But this is what...
I don't even want to bring that up on this show. That's the last time I'm talking about it. Hey, listen, if you guys ain't got the balls to go up there and defend people being attacked, at least I do.
Turn on the camera, NB. I love you, NB. Turn on the camera, NB. Hold on.
No twerking. Do not twerk on this show. I
do have one request, though.
A lot of people have self-esteem self-esteem problems, back burner. That's why they slander everybody. All drama sells. I don't know how they pay Mr. Potato Piggy money through though. Yeah, you're right, Richie. That's exactly what it is. It's like if you read these chats, some of the things they say in these chats are so horrible. You're like, are you kidding me? You just said that?
I put on a camo shirt for it's camo, Dad.
Okay, listen, we're at 304. Start twerking. Let's get this to 370.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I was about to get up anyway. So
I can't believe you. I can't believe you. These guys on that side that calls Lauren an ugly girl. Can you imagine that? If they think that she's ugly, what do they think is pretty?
Your head?
Yeah, it's like,
maybe I should have.
It's unbelievable.
You're making me feel self-conscious now because everybody's looking in my eyes. I see all these men looking in my eyes.
Oh, you love it.
I wasn't prepared to put a camo. Maria, everybody check out Maria's channel, please. Maria's Crochet Corners channel, if you can. She's been going through some stuff with some of the people in this community. So this stand-up guy needs to sit down and eat a piece of humble pie and chill the F out. That's what he needs to do. I think he's mental. I don't believe a thing that could.
And B1 said good. Stand-up guy is honestly just a worthless piece of shit, insignificant in the grand scheme of things. And you know what? He was bragging last night about having 100 people in there, but he doesn't realize out of that 100 people, 60 people can't stand him. We all get an amount of people. Like right now, you probably have people from FBS in here that hate my guts, but they're here watching the show. That's just the way it happens.
I think that, and yesterday, a lot of people were curious to see. They thought that he got Muscle's channel shut down for some reason because of his whole little show thing about calling the cops and going to going about all this bullying. So they thought that he got Chicago's show shut down. So a lot of people were watching to see what measures he took. So I know it was going around that people were going to watch to see if they could get any advice from him. And then it turned into like a whole manipulation tactic. Well, so I think a lot of it's manipulative. Is he even sober? Do you think he was even an addict? The way he's saying that everything's for manipulation tactics? It reminds me a lot of...
Perfect thing that you're saying about manipulation. Angel Gotti said to me that she wanted to go see, he was going to read the rules and regulations of YouTube. And so Angel Gotti said, I want to go see that. So I said, I actually wanted to go see it too. When I got there, he was bragging how he hustled everybody. But that's not what really happened, people. What happened is he got slaughtered on SoFlo, and then he got slaughtered by FBS, and then he went on that show, and he was scared, so he figured that he would say, I was just saying it. I didn't really go to the cops. You were at the police station. I'll guarantee you were in Kingston Police Station, dude. But with all the crime,
yeah, but who went to the police a year ago? I see a pattern of similarities, because a year ago we were dealing with the same thing, a content creator from the mob, whatever you call it, community. Hey, Lee Ponell, I haven't seen you for a while. I like Lee. He's a good guy. And I like his name because it's my dad's name. But a year ago, we were dealing with the same situation. We had a content creator from this community who was calling the cops, and he got into his first kind of real deal kind of argument on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he finally got into a real internet argument. So this stand-up guy, I mean, I argued with him. I'm a woman. He apologized. It's not classy for me to keep going back and forth and calling him bad words and stuff. So I kind of just dropped it for the sake of being classy, because that's how you taught me, Dad. But this Mr. Muscle wasn't going to drop it. And I feel like he finally got a real internet argument. And the first thing he does is yell 911, 911. And we had a content creator a year ago. He gets into his first internet beef with the pizza guy, and he's yelling 911, 911, 911. So
they forget that. They forget that. Mom, call the police. They forget.
I put a video up. Yep.
Mom,
I put a video up yesterday.
Yep. I'm sorry. Make sure you listen. I know they're plotting. He took off today. What do you think they're doing? They're plotting. If it gets out of the good thing about you can click off any show you want real quick. There's no muting allowed. That was the deal we made. If he mutes me one time, I jump off. I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm going to say what everybody's thinking here, especially this abuse of innocent people going on over there, like Victoria Gotti. David S. Cameron, I can't stand it. He's a clown. He lets Tony walk all over him. He's Tony Pizza's. Yeah, Tony's happy. And plus, he's donating to Tony. Tony's a smart little guy. Let me give you an idea about Tony. Here's how smart Tony is. So wherever a hurricane hits in Florida, guess where Tony goes, MB?
He goes to the place where the hurricane is so we can collect the FEMA money? Is that it?
Yeah, he goes, hey, look, I lived here. He gets an address where the house got destroyed. He says, I lived here, and FEMA takes care of him. Tony's hoping 5 more hurricanes hit Florida. So he does have his game going on. There's no doubt Tony has his game going on, but he's so
He knows what he's doing. He's been homeless a long time. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
They bought him how many cars? They bought him 2 cars. He almost got a camper bought for him. He's been in nicer hotels than I've stayed in when I go on vacation. And I don't eat that crap that he eats because I'm not really too much of a meat eater, but he's eating better than his subscribers. His subscribers are sitting there with bologna sandwiches while he's eating steak and shrimp.
I was done with Tony Pizza the minute he insulted 9/11 victims along the first responders. There's no coming back from that. An apology never suffers. Yes, and you know what? I'm guilty of giving him another shot, and I try to get along with the guy, but it gets to the point.
Well, he stood up to them. He did stand up to them and stood up for us and said, no, I'm not going with this narrative. So that gave him some points for us to kind of, see which way. I love NB too. Thank you for that. You're welcome.
Nobody platforms rats like the armchair. Nobody. Now, but Jeff Nadeau is becoming close now. Jeff Nadeau and him. I mean, that is their show. They're not even bringing other people on. When you say that Frank Fortellini was like a mobster, a big thing, he wasn't. He was a coffee boy. So, but a coffee boy that just killed somebody, So he's a big gangster. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bill.
They're the rat whisperers.
Stand-up guys always.
We push back.
Stand-up guy says some weird shit and comes on a day later and says it was all part of the plan and that his subs are rising, and he cries 6 hours later about he can't stand. Yeah. You know what? The guy has some issues. I think he needs to get on his medication. I think that maybe.
Well, he's also talking about how his wife is hiding his alcohol and stuff like that, and he talks about his past rehab stories. So drinking that much probably isn't that smart, but it's he could do whatever he wants. He's over 21. Drinking's not illegal. But also he went into, I felt bad for him for a little bit. He was talking about how his 10-year-old took money out of his piggy bank to help the homeless guy, and then
he says he doesn't have a 10-year-old, right?
Now he doesn't have a kid anymore. So this makes you guys, everything he says, you must think, is it true or false? Is it a manipulation tactic? I do not want to watch somebody who I don't trust, and I don't believe a word that comes out of their mouth, and that hangs out with Carlos. And that's another thing.
And Angel, you're more than welcome to come up anytime you want and join myself and MB. And we're going to talk
I want to hear her say legal.
What's up? Yeah, what's up? Ben Minutes, how it's hello, Ben. I'm sorry. If I read like a jackass, I am a jackass. Maddie Marinera, how you doing, Maddie? I appreciate the fact that you are trying to understand what I'm doing. I'm not going to let you down, buddy. I don't like anything about T Pizza. Nobody should, in my opinion, he's a bum piece of garbage. Well, you know something? Not a lot of people are going to argue with that, Maddie.
No, he is. But I mean, sometimes when I put him on for a quick, I chuckle a second. But Maddie said, don't forget to remind you later on to re-wrench him.
I thought, damn it, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I think you have the power to do that. Okay.
All right, I'll check you. If not, I'll text you and remind you later on. Anyway, and NB is always right.
Does anybody have actual proof that Tony beat the woman because of that reason? Nobody has proof about nothing, people. Nobody has proof about nothing. We basically, it doesn't matter why you beat a woman with a pool stick, does it?
There was this channel that I saw today, and they've been putting out some pretty good content. It's called that Lion Raps and Mob Tube Low Lives. I'm going to put their link in chat, guys. Check them out. They've been putting out some pretty good content.
And please,
it's a clip channel.
Please hit that like button, please. Please send me money. If you send me money, I'll give 6% of it to MB.
And then if you want to have a private chat with his daughter after hours, we will consider that.
Well, didn't you just? When are you going to start introducing your fans only page, MB?
I forgot what that name was called. Within the next 24 to 48 days, hours, maybe. There's a couple more tweaks I got to do.
She's been working out, guys. She's at the gym working out before she opens up her. She's trying to drop 5 pounds. You know, the women, they're skinny, but they try to drop 5 pounds anyway. I drop 5 pounds every time I take a crap. I drop 5 pounds.
And I just feel better with a little darker complexion, like a little bit of a tan. So I've been trying to like get just the right coloring too. American Made is in here.
Is this there's
a couple little things.
Is this the real Philadelphia?
I don't know what a Philadelphia is.
That's the guy that got screwed over by FBS.
Neutral Drop, how are you? Long time no see.
His Philly friend that donated to him in Pee Wee. That's his name, Philadelphia. I don't know if that's really him. Well,
I don't know either.
If you could check that,
if
you could check that, James Proctor, I would appreciate it. Yeah, Kingston's a shithole. Nice try, Dick. You're absolutely right.
He said that his preacher was the guy at the police station. The pastor is the cop that he went to.
A lot of BS. I also hear the pastor who's a cop. He's also a judge, and he also drives an Uber. So he gets.
I want to say one thing. Sit down, girl. Sit down, girl. If you say one word about me, my channel, my partner, my dad, or one of my friends, it's on. Try us, okay? Because you're not going to go after an OG and get away with it. With this police talk, we don't care.
Oh, 340.
All right, I told them what.
Thank you so much for that. The 340 in here. Appreciate it. Every time I come on, guys, you surprise the hell out of me. You're always here. You keep our chat moving. Listen, people, if you have 200 to 300 people on your show watching, the chat's supposed to move. You're not supposed to be able to keep up with it. Not like other shows. Here I can't even keep up with the chat. I'm at 5 minutes and 21. I'm 20 minutes. I'm almost 20 minutes behind in the chat already. That's a real chat, people. Oh, who agrees with this? Never trust Carlos. I found it odd that he could blow any creator off to get a wrench, especially he is a wrench whore. I always said that about Carlos from the very beginning.
And then he wants to like boss the chat around. I've seen him in fighting with. He fought with one of our Mobland because he didn't agree with Mobland blocking somebody in somebody's chat. It wasn't Carlos's chat to say who should be blocked and who shouldn't. He just thinks he's the boss is the boss is the boss is the boss with the freaking flowers and the. I trolled him so bad where he stopped giving flowers for a little bit, honestly.
I just wrenched Maddie Marinara. Can you somebody make sure that's the right Maddie, please? I'm sure it is.
Maddie, put something in chat right now. Uh-oh. Took the wrench and ran. All right. I have to get off because I got dinner coming soon. Thank you, everybody, for having me on. Maddie, type something in chat real quick.
Oh, Angel doesn't have the...
You got it. Yep, it's Maddie. Definitely Maddie. All right. Everybody have a good night, and thank you so much. Dad, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. You take care.
All right. Bye. And subscribe to my OnlyFans
Thank you so much
chat.
for coming on. I appreciate it. Angel, I'm going to get... I'm dropping the link right now in chat. I don't know what happened. If you grab it right now. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm waiting for Angel to jump on people. We got 341 in here. Let's read some of these. Okay. James, I like this. Help support Lee's channel. Yes, please. Shout out to Danny Trio. I've not seen him, but he's been a while. Yeah, Danny Trio, you can go to his Facebook. If anybody has any questions to ask Danny, I'd rather have Danny answer it, not me. You can go to his Facebook, or you can, and if he wants to let you in, then you could talk to Danny. Danny was my partner, and I will not badmouth Danny. Talking about people who badmouth people, Angel, Gotti.
Hello there, Lee Cole.
Why'd your voice sound so low?
Hello there, Lee Cole.
It still sounds low.
Yeah, well, kiss my rear end, Lee Cole.
Well, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to bring you on because there's some things Jeff Nadeau and the sit down, or whatever you want to call it. That's a fake MRE. You're not coming on here. You've just been banned, brother.
How do you know it was a fake? Oh, yeah.
I had a picture of a fat face.
Oh.
Okay. I don't think that would be MRE doing that.
No.
Okay. So I was going to say, Angel, we were watching the Sammy Gravano thing.
Excuse me for 1 minute. No, Lee Cole is not paying me, and I am not paying him either. Go ahead.
I'm still waiting for the check.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I wish you could pay me and I could pay you. Wouldn't that be sweet that we had that kind of money to go back and forth?
Yes, maybe someday.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like I'm paying for the 344 people here right now. But hey, eat your heart out, guys.
Show off your numbers, Lee Cole. You always have to show them up. I'm going live at 8:35 if you 344 people want to come.
Yes, and on top of that, Angel's link is in. I see. Here's where I got you. Angel's link is in underneath this. I put her link because she always says, Lee, where's my link?
Oh, yeah. Well, because you sent me the show, but not the link. You didn't send me the link.
DP, it's fine if Lee goes on the show. It's just about how he handles himself while he's on there. Hey, DP, I couldn't have said anything better. No, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on SoFlo and go, hey, buddy, I want to be your friend. Let's put everything to the past. There's no coming back from the way everybody's been getting treated on here. There's no coming back because Angel takes drugs and falls off her stool. I take drugs and I can't believe I'm on here right now. I'm so high. I don't even know how I'm functioning, Angel. I mean, I'm so damn high.
I keep forgetting about that one.
Okay, Jeff Nadeau. Now, people say, Lee, why are you going after Jeff? Because Jeff 3 times this year has come after me and questioned shows I put up. For no reason, out of the blue. He would question the show and insult it. So if he's going to do that, I'm going to call him out. And he just had Sammy Gravano on. Let me tell you something. First thing, Jeff, whenever the Gotti's name was mentioned and Sammy was insulting a Gotti, tell me why you were laughing along with him. You're an interviewer. A professional interviewer doesn't laugh along with his host. Angel, why do you think he was laughing every time Sammy insulted a Gotti?
Okay, I didn't watch it. I refuse to watch either one of them. I don't watch Gravano, and I certainly don't watch Nadeau. But from what everybody was saying, like especially you, Jeff Nadeau only started doing this since his friend over in Pennsylvania started doing this, and since they made Jeff Nadeau made friends with Gene Barillo, but before that, Nadeau never did this. In fact,
Yeah.
I have a video. I even did a stream on it where Jeff Nadeau and FBS are both sitting there praising my father and my brother. So what is he doing now? I heard what he did was he tried to get Gravano to trash my brother, which Gravano refused to do.
Yes, he did that on the show. Gravano, well, but Gravano insulted everybody else, though. He when he was insulting your Uncle Pete, what's his name, was laughing. He thought it was a big joke.
Yes, he thinks
Instead of being a professional, and here's another thing I like to ask, Jeff, was there something in the contract where you couldn't talk about Alan Kaiser? Like the
I was
most,
just gonna say that.
yeah. Why didn't you mentioned his brother-in-law, and he said he didn't want to talk about his brother-in-law. Everybody knows he murdered his brother-in-law, but and then you didn't follow up on that. Okay. And then during the show, you said to him 3 times, I'm going to be coming down to see you in Arizona, Sammy. I'm going to be coming down to see you in Arizona. So is that part of the fee that was given to them by Barstool? And how can you do a fair interview if you're already planning to go see him down in Arizona?
Yes, R.I.P. to John Favara, R.I.P. to Frank Gotti too. Okay,
Yes,
make all of
yes.
you happy. R.I.P. to John Favara.
I appreciate you saying that. And and see, this is the thing with Alan Kaiser.
And R.I.P. to Alan Kaiser. Yes, definitely.
And this is the thing with Alan Kaiser.
Little innocent boy who was
If you
murdered.
cut me off one more time, you're going to be an innocent
I'm
woman.
sorry.
Okay? You're going to be an innocent woman that gets just because you're a Gotti doesn't mean you can just roll right over me.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Alan Kaiser, out of this whole thing with Sammy, is the biggest stain on his life, on Sammy's life, because we know that Sammy did it. And Jeff Nadeau, you want to talk to him about his brother-in-law. How about Alan Kaiser? He was a 16-year-old boy. He got shot running away. So how about that? And Sammy wouldn't even answer. What did he say about his brother-in-law? He said, "I don't want to answer. It's a tough spot in the family. Everything's a tough spot. He doesn't want to answer tough questions." And what really made me sick about this whole thing, how many videos do you think in the last 3 months Jeff has done about the Gottis?
I don't know.
Maybe 50% of them. Somebody that, even this interview with Gravano is based on a Gotti. When you think about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then Sammy comes in and talks about, once again, how John Gotti destroyed the family and everything. Do people realize after John Gotti went to prison and after, and even when John Jr. was in jail, that the Gambinos were still a very strong family? Why doesn't anybody understand that? The mob didn't die in 1990. It was still going in the 2000s. You had a lot of hits in the 2000s that really killed the mob too. Have people made mistakes? Sure. John Gotti Sr. would probably tell you himself he made mistakes. But you're the boss of a mob, of a family. And Sammy Gravano still wants to blame John Gotti for him snitching.
Well, Gravano and a lot of other people seem to think that John Gotti was the only person caught on tapes, which is not true. Gravano was caught on the tapes as well as my father. So the two of them were caught on tapes. So his whole John was talking, Bull, you were too. And also he said that John Gotti was going to make him take the fall, which is a bunch of crap. That's a lie. Only dumb people believe that, because even the prosecutor, who's now a judge from convicting John Gotti, said that Gravano came to him and he asked him, why do you want to do this deal, make a deal? And he said, because if we beat this case, John is going to talk Frankie into killing me, or I'm going to have to kill them. That's why.
And then he talks about how Frankie DeChico, if he wasn't killed in the car bomb, was going to kill your dad.
My father and Frankie DeChico were very close.
And see, that's the thing, though. Sammy Gravano could say anything he wants, and he can have
Exactly.
people. He can have people like Jeff Nadeau interviewing him, because they don't want to say anything bad to. One thing you're guaranteed when you interview Sammy Gravano, you're going to get huge numbers. But you know what, Jeff? You're at 60,000. You didn't really get the big numbers. Those numbers are good, but you're talking Sammy Gravano. You figure you should be up over 100, maybe on your way to 200,000 right now.
See what Joy said? Joy said, nobody will dare ask Gravano about my brother, or they won't get the interview. And that's really is, that's the truth. And I have Alan Kaiser's death certificate on one of my streams. That's his death certificate. He was, Gravano said that he was shot running towards them. It turned out to be a lie. He was shot in the back of the head.
And when he testified,
he was shot running away. A 16-year-old innocent boy, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, imagine that. It's the wrong place, wrong time. Walking home after dropping your girlfriend off, and you're walking home. I had some idiot say to me today, Lee, you got to understand, these 16-year-old kids in Brooklyn back then were wild. See, this is how they think.
Yes.
You're blaming a 16-year-old kid for getting gunned down. A kid that doesn't have any type of criminal charges. A kid that got shot running away. I mean, that's what these people don't understand. And Sammy Gravano has a free reign to say whatever he wants to say. And and there's people like, once again, like Jeff, that will let him say whatever he has to say.
Well, my brother has something coming out pretty soon. He'll be doing it with Berna, and you will be hearing my father speaking and answering some questions, and you will hear him speaking about certain subjects. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
And I'm going to listen. This fentanyl thing going on in this country is an awful thing. But there's two guys that were major drug dealers that probably affected people's lives and had people die from drugs. And it was John A. Light and Sammy Gravano. And now they're all into, okay, I can understand this thing with the fentanyl. But Sammy Gravano ran a drug ring in Arizona, and it lasted for a year and a half. Sammy Gravano ran that drug ring. Sammy Gravano said on that he said on the show with Jeff Nadeau that he took the charges so his son wouldn't go to jail. His son still got sentenced to 14 years and did 9. So that's a lie.
Well, if you dig really deep into that, Gravano was caught on the audio tapes in that case.
Yes, he was caught on a lot of. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
he was caught on those tapes, and this is how they knew he was the boss. See, he used that excuse. He uses it now that I did it to save my son. Pretty much, you're saying that your son was a drug dealer and you weren't. But everybody in the street knew Sammy Gravano was a drug dealer, and they all of a sudden this gang that Sammy took over, they were called the Devil Dogs. They were a group of jocks, and they were all steroid freaks, and they all dealt very low level. They dealt whatchamacallit, I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway,
Ecstasy.
ecstasy. Thank you.
Mhm.
And when they were dealing it, they were selling about 1,000 pills a week. Then when Sammy came on, it went to 40,000 pills a week. Sammy was making $500,000 a week. Think about that. And not only that, when he got busted, here's what the Fed said. Here's what the Arizona said about Sammy as a gangster. They said it was horrible. They said that Sammy had records out in the open, that there was so much evidence in the house. And if Sammy was some type of great gangster, nothing would have been like that. Angel, they went into the house and they seen the drugs were in the house, the money was in the house, weapons were in the house, records were in the house, everything was in their house. They didn't even have to look around for the stuff to convict Sammy. That's how sloppy Sammy was. Sammy was a follower, not a leader like he claims.
The government also lies too. You know,
that was the police in Arizona.
Yeah, no, I know, but they lie also when they say how much money they were making. You know, they do that. They exaggerate greatly. But as far as everything else, he was the one caught on all the audio tapes. He was caught. They put a bug in his office.
Look at this one. Lee fled to Texas after getting fired as a deli clerk, cutting bologna at Scuturo's Italian market so he could save on state taxes. Okay, I'll give you that one, Fistful. If that's what you want to say. You know, that's one thing I never had trouble with was the IRS. You don't mess with the IRS.
Let me see. What does that one say? He's not being protected anymore.
At noon tomorrow, J.A. Okay. Okay. Lee, I respect your no-flow show, but he mutes people. Our agreement was that nobody can be muted. If he mutes me, I'll leave the show. Talks over them. If he talks over me, I'll leave the show. Either we're going to have a debate, an actual debate, or I'll leave the show. He knows that already. And if that's the case, this doesn't do anything. I don't have to be doing this, people. I'm doing this for a reason. You'll learn my reason tomorrow.
Yeah, see, that's another thing with Frankie Lucasio, like Frankie Luke. He was convicted, spent, 29, 30 years in prison. All of a sudden, like a few years ago, he wants to get him out. When he's on his
deathbed, he wants to get him out.
But you kept him in there for 20-something years, 29 years, whatever it was. You kept him in there all these years. You could have said something right there and then, or you could have said something a year later. You could have said anything. But no, he didn't. And that man died in prison for something he did not do.
Amongst many other people that went to prison besides that. You had innocent people. You had people from unions going to prison. I mean, you had people that should have been doing 5 years in prison that wound up doing life sentences because of Sammy Gravano.
Yeah.
You know, he could say whatever he wants. Okay, John Gotti was an awful book. What does that have to do? Even if that was true, what does that have to do with him ratting?
Yeah, exactly.
It has nothing to do with him ratting. And then he says on the tape, John Gotti was starting to figure out that Sammy was setting people up to be killed that didn't deserve to be killed.
Yeah. And
he was taking over their businesses.
Well, here's the thing as well. He was saying that, John was bringing too much attention. He had to have Wednesday nights, everybody meet at the club. Well, Gravano had Tuesday nights meeting on 18th Avenue, and cars were double parked, and men were getting out, with suits. So how do you say one thing? How do you say something about one, but not about yourself? Because he was doing the same exact thing. And I know this because a dear friend of mine lived over there, and they couldn't get down the block on Tuesday nights. But they couldn't get down the avenue on Tuesday nights.
And Tommy, and people think that Sammy became the underboss right away. He did not become the underboss right away. He became the underboss in 1990. 2 people before him were the underboss. And you know why he was made underboss? Because it was a lot of rain that year, and they needed someone to hold the umbrella.
Oh.
Okay. Whoops. I'm sorry.
Listen.
There are some good umbrella pictures of him.
At least he was at least he did know my father. At least my
yeah.
stars knew
You know
my
what?
father.
I joke around, Angel, but the
No, I
fact of the
know, but
matter,
at least the two of them did know my father and my brother. These other people on here
yeah.
didn't know him. That
Yeah,
pretended
there's a Rolling Stone story that just came out, and
Yeah.
it's kind of insulting because they were talking about Sammy Gravano, and then in the same sentence they put Gene Barillo and John Alay, like
Yeah.
like they were as big as Sammy Gravano or Mikey Scars.
Well, from what I was told, that was supposed to be a totally different story, but I guess the first one they didn't find interesting enough because, according to someone else, I am a nobody.
No, maybe they are nobodies. That's why they didn't want
Maybe
to.
the story that they presented wasn't interesting enough.
And you guys could talk about stories and stuff and say the
Yes,
things
I
you
did know Andy. Sorry, go ahead.
But Angel, one thing that you and I've been in many articles, many over in the last 30 years you can find. You've been in many. They can't say that, can they?
No.
I was in Playgirl.
Oh, you were?
I had an article in Playgirl. Yes, I did.
You did?
I most certainly did.
Was it a good one?
I wasn't in Playgirl, but the article was in Playgirl. Yes, it was about everything going on. I was in a lot of magazines, and with my brother, of course, but I was in those magazines. But the fact of the matter is, these guys don't understand. One thing I understand is the printing industry, how books are done, how magazine articles are done, and they do. When you give them a story, Angel, and this happened, I did a story 2 years ago with a writer for a Business Insider. We took 2 years to write that story. 2 years. And did you know that Business Insider story, 70% of it was whacked, just taken out?
Oh yeah, they do that.
70%, the good stuff. And you know why they take it out? Because they're afraid they're going to be sued. Lawyers. It's not that easy to do these stories. It's easy.
Yeah.
People think you just call up, hey, Jerry Capisci, I want to do a story. Jerry Capisci has to go to his lawyers at the Daily News.
Yeah, but at least with Capisci, he will call, say you wanted to do a story about Lee Cole. He will call you and ask you for your side of it, because he at least he does do that.
Well, that's what a good reporter does.
Yeah, he will do that.
But now we have YouTube where anybody could do whatever they want.
Exactly. Everybody can be anybody they want. They could all be pretend anything.
James Proctor, $10. Thank you. Love the live tonight. We appreciate that. I love the live because we actually have a mob conversation that's going on and it's interesting. And it's about Sammy Gravano. It's about Jeff Nadeau. You're not a mobster. A matter of fact, Jeff, I don't want to put that debate that you had with Canarsie when he proved you not to be a mobster. Remember, you had your little head in the sand?
I don't even know who you're talking to.
Him and Canarsie had a debate because he was saying that he knew people. Canarsie went on the show with FBS and called him out.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
And it was brutal. I actually felt bad for Jeff. And Jeff, you go after people, Jeff, but if people go to Scam Do on Twitter, that is the longest page I've ever witnessed. Angel, that page runs on for, you can literally start running that page and it doesn't stop.
Which one?
On Jeff Nadeau, on all the things he's done.
On the Twitter stuff?
On the things he's done, how bad his betting record was, how bad when he was a fat little troll, how bad he was, how he used to talk to people. I give him credit for losing weight. But Jeff, you lost the weight and stuff, but you're still the same mean little man. I don't understand why you want to attack me because this is what you get, Jeff. I got 350 people in my live. You might have a bunch more people supposedly, but your lives will never get into the 300s, Jeff. Okay, we have the Westies. Great to see the two best content creators on the show. Keep up the good work. Great. Westies, Angel told me to tell you that she'll take care of that. Just send her your cash out.
Thank you. That's
Jessica, FEMA is not taking care of anyone down here. He is asking money from we got only $700 per household. If you're Jessica, that's because you're in a household. They take better care of people in the street than they do of people with houses. That's all I'm saying, Jessica. If you're homeless or whatever, that's what they do. They take care of homeless people way before. And then I'm sure Tony pretends he's Mexican and can't speak English either. But anyway.
Maddie said he's still waiting on his check too. I know. It says Sanino. I owe you all.
Jerry Gambetta, I have already been doxxed and don't care. I have not. Yes, a matter of fact, they went after Renee's child, which was pretty horrible. But that's what they do. They go after.
I just don't understand any of this. This is insane because my friend Angela doesn't like somebody and defends me and says, like she don't like him. That's it. It's her opinion. She's allowed to have an opinion. They want to find out who she is. For what reason do you want to find out who she is? Leave her the hell alone, you bully.
Sometimes you'll find out somebody you don't want to know who they are.
Oh, listen to me. They play with her, they'll be sorry.
Yeah, I get that feeling. I just get that feeling.
Believe me when I tell you, they'll be sorry.
It's Neutral Drop. I know. Welcome to here. Neutral Drop has a great show, and he's on. And his son has a great show. So I just want to say hi to you. How you doing, Neutral Drop?
Hi, Neutral Drop.
Lee, could you interview Sammy? No, I wouldn't. I swear to God, I would not interview Sammy Gravano. I made a commitment to this channel. I will never interview a rat ever again. And if I ever do, I want all you guys to leave my show. That's my commitment. Never again will I deal with another one. If I haven't learned by now, I will never learn. Then Angel will never answer my calls. She'll block me, and then she'll go on her show and she'll say, Lee Cole, evil. I can't deal with that shit.
Yeah. Listen, they lie. And that's all there is to it. They lie. And if you tell them that they're lying, they will make up the most horrendous lies about you. So.
Which one?
I'm not my father's daughter. Or Eli used to have a lie years ago that oh my God, there was so many that I went with his brother. Meanwhile, I never met his brother.
Which brother? Jimmy?
He knew I never met his brother. I mean, just a whole bunch of things.
Well, Angel, when you and I were arguing,
my kids, they go after my kids now, and these people are very evil people, very, very evil people.
And I'll be honest, Angel. Out of everything that's happened on here, the two things I've seen that bothered me the most was going after Victoria and then going after a young child with a baby, a young woman with a baby, holding the baby. I mean, those were the two lowest moments I've seen this get down.
Exactly.
Are possibly talking about where someone's funeral is. That's that low life JC.
Yeah.
There's some very low moments on here.
Yeah. I've never done any of that to anybody's kids. I've never put up pictures of anybody's kids by accident. I was enraged one night over a meme they made about my little deceased brother. Some of the people over there think that it's very funny. The things that they say about a little dead boy. And by accident, I put it up, I edited it out. And then within, I don't know, an hour, I found out that it was somebody's stepson and I wouldn't show it again. And I said that I found out that this child was somebody's child and I was not going to show it, and I edited it out. So other than that, I've never done anything to any of these people's families. These people are evil. These are evil, evil people.
Not as evil as Maddie Mariner's funerals, Angel.
The plot.
I mean, they're getting it. They're the stand down guy. Stand down. That's his name, people. Stand down guy, because he stood down.
Yeah, see, I don't have a problem with him. He doesn't.
Ah, we don't hear nothing, people. Close your ears.
Okay, all right. Well,
Okay. There's a lot of people here that have a problem with him, Angel.
okay, all right. But then we'd be like the Stepford wives. We'd all have to believe what each other believe.
Angel, he said I was 80.
Oh, he was teasing.
No, I'm 80. No, I cried all night.
No, you did not, Lee.
I could not sleep.
No, you did
I
not.
was hurting. I was devastated.
No, you did not.
It was kind of hurtful. You know?
No, you did not.
I even put more hair dye in my beard.
No, you
I
did
dipped
not.
it right in the little brown. I put some extra on. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's coming up on 8. Nice work, Lee. You put them to work. 8Ks. If you had, thank you, Tommy. Tommy, you too. I think you're just about at 1,000, Tommy. Hey, I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come jump up here and talk to Angel and I. You're not going to get paid this time, but maybe you'll get paid next time. You come up, just say something nice. I'm trying to catch up here. We're at 5. Oh, I'm a half hour behind still. See, this is what you call a real chat room, people.
Yeah, this is great. Really is great.
You don't. Yeah, you could be right. Well, I don't know what you're talking about there, Mr. Fugazi. So I'm not gonna. Okay, we all know MBs. I also got a second channel, a wrestling channel. It's doing really well. If you want to join there, we'd appreciate it. We got some good stuff, good interviews coming up over there. 2 of them.
Wait, Von Hayek said, Angel, stand-up guy said he would never want to meet or know you. Also said he could trick you into believing he was a nice guy. Okay, so what? I still don't want to talk bad about him. I don't care what he says. I don't have a problem with him.
James Proctor, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Hi,
we can.
James.
Okay, Billy Brown 279, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I had to get the audio fixed, so doing well.
Former deli clerk. Hey, I've been a deli clerk in my life, but you know what? I worked. There's a lot of people on here that can't say they worked for a living. I'm sorry, what's that, James?
No, sorry. Sorry, what's the name on him? Handsome Jack. Don't you have that real names? Why can't you use your real name? No, that's not what I meant when I put it up. What I meant was, here, this is for you, because it's his friend making the memes. That's why I said that. His friend made the memes. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Edwin Jimenez's angry twin brothers here. I knew he was going to show up. Jeff Nadeau is miles past you in this YouTube thing, Lee. You wish you had Nadeau as, you jealous old man. I like that. Dude, you realize these make me laugh. These don't get me mad. Because the odds are it's probably Jeff Nadeau himself. And Jeff Nadeau, you're more than welcome to come up here and grab the link. And so are you, stand-up guy. Hey, all you got to do is jump in here, and if people see you, just let me know.
Hi, my uncle is doing very well, thank you.
Assanino, why the fuck do people pick up for pizza? Well,
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, I wanted to address that actually.
Yeah, you need to address that because you got a couple questions. Do you associate with pizza anymore, James?
So I don't know a lot of the history, right, until recently. And so I haven't been on his chat since Wednesday or Thursday. And so, when I had joined on Thursday, it was at the very last part of the live stream. And so I didn't know about him using the N-word. I'm totally against that. I will not support that. And then I found out that he was beating or hitting his dog last night. I didn't know that because I haven't been on his chat. And so I don't support any of that.
Okay, and listen, people, everybody here at one time or another probably supported Tony Pizza.
Well, I felt bad for him. I felt bad. I don't like to see anyone on the street. He's got the dog. I felt bad about that situation. For me, no one should be on the street. I don't know all the history that's happened, in the past. And as you know, I've only been part of this genre for 3 or 4 months.
And you're my friend, and you do my
Yeah.
wrestling show with me.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else says. I stick by my friends. It'll be the same as I did with Danny Trio, no matter what anybody says. And I like to say, fistful one. This might be the quote of the night. Lee goes from from cutting baloney to preaching baloney on YouTube. Angel, isn't that a good one?
Yes, that's very funny.
Angel, so what time are you going on tonight?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, she's there getting a seltzer, everybody. I'm interested to hear Angel and the rest of the generation of the Gottis that personally knew John.
I am getting seltzer. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mickey Miyazaki said, I'm interested in to hear Angel and the rest of the generation of Gottis that personally knew John, their opinion, etc. on Gravano. And Angel talks about her opinions all the time on Sammy. Sammy has done so much to that family, but the worst thing Sammy's done to that family is gotten out of prison and keep it up. He's kept it up. He couldn't just like walk away and not say nothing. He has to blame everybody for what he did. Angel, you want to answer that question?
I hate that he lies. That he lied that my father was going to throw him under the bus. Everybody knows that's, first of all, let's just say my father said, okay, you have to take the fall. Bull crap. He was going away anyway. It's a RICO. My father would have been, they said that he was the boss, so he would have been responsible for whatever Gravano and anybody over there did. So he would have went away anyway. This is crazy. But that's not what happened.
All three of them would have. So Lacacia. So all three of them were going to go to prison for life.
Either way, they were going to prison. That was it.
Yeah.
I want to down. I'm going to question. I want to talk about another thing. James, there's a guy on that side. His name is Stone Sailor. Big goofy little bastard. Big goofy bastard. Thinks he's a tough. He sucks on a bong and coughs like through the whole show. He's basically a druggie. So he's saying that you're a hillbilly. Do you have any hillbilly in you, James?
Well, I do talk funny though. I am from Texas, so I do have an accent, but I don't think Texas is hillbilly country, is it?
No, I'm in the hillbilly part of Texas. And they don't want to give me credit for being a New Yorker. But you know what? When you hear this, like from a creep like that starts and he attacks you, and you don't even know this man.
Yeah, I don't even know him.
And it tells you a lot about his character, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just ignore it. I don't even know who it is. It's not even worth my time,
Well, he started off on a Stack show, and he could never show his face because he smokes weed all day.
Oh, okay. I show my face, I show my name, everything's out there.
He's a stoner trying to tell us how much superior he is than everybody. That's what he is. He's a stoner.
I want people to underestimate me. That's fine. Yeah. Underestimate me. I'm a hillbilly. I'm a hick, so that's fine.
And you come on this show as my friend, not as my co-host. Am I right?
Right, and that's what people need to understand. I am going to support Lee Cole 100%. I don't care if I'm attacked, but I am not a co-host on this channel. I will appear at times. I will do anything I can to help. And
what are you a co-host on with me?
Yeah, Wrestling with the Devil. So we're doing a second channel that's the wrestling genre. That's doing great.
And we have to understand that's what James does. He does the wrestling channel. And I can tell you what, this goofy Stone Sailor, you would have no knowledge about what James has. I'm sure you probably wish you'd have the life that James has. But you keep going and talking the crap. And James and Sailor, I respect the fact that you're a military man, and I usually wouldn't even say anything to you because you're in the branch of service that two of my children were in. But there was no fact for you to hit on a guy that has not said nothing. If you want to hit on me, dude, hit on me, okay? But don't be a punk. Don't act like a military man.
Does anybody understand here that this is a friend of John Eli's? So what do you expect, that he's going to talk nicely about any of us?
That says it all.
Exactly.
Big Head. Lee, your show on Phil Linetti was not. You know what, Big Head? I got to agree with you. That's one of my more disappointing shows. I'm not going to even argue with you. Phil Linetti was a very hard show to do. I shouldn't. You know who should do that show? It should be done by Jeff Canarsie because he understands that very, very much. I tried to get into an area of a very tough guy. I don't know much about the Philadelphia family, and we gave it a shot. We gave it a good old shot. But Big Head, I'm not going to argue with you because you have some good points. It's not a show that I'm proud of. So
it's not your forte.
Yeah, Phil Linetti was not my forte, without a doubt. But I appreciate you saying that, and I'm not disagreeing with you. And James, you can remember how difficult he was to do.
Yeah, and we were trying to go beyond, the Mafia Prince, because we wanted to go beyond that source. We went to George Anastasia. We went to several different people that had inside knowledge. And I'm telling you, different people were saying different things. And so
very difficult.
Yeah.
That whole thing was very strange.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when you talk to Jeff Canarsie about it. He makes it sound like it's nothing to him. He could just spit out everything.
Yeah.
And make it sound so easy. I actually wish that he would do a full show on it. Probably be very entertaining.
It would be.
Yep. Yeah. And that's just my opinion on that. I'm not touching the Philadelphia mob ever again. You guys can have the Philly mob.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who platform, you know what, Gianni, it comes down to Sammy gets you one thing that nobody else gets you guaranteed. He gets you guaranteed numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people do it. There was a time that I would do Sammy in a minute, but I can honestly say I wouldn't do Sammy anymore, Gianni, after dealing with these people like Bill Catullo. Stage Deli, he's a hangaround, basically tries to make Dave Portnoy laugh. Yes, he's a court gesture. If you don't think he's a court gesture, just go to Scam Do and check out that. Angel, have you ever seen any of those videos on Scam Do?
Yes, I have.
How hard do you laugh at some of them?
I had one that I played, I don't know, a while ago. It was funny.
Oh.
It was funny, yeah. I've spoken to the guys on Twitter who call him that. And they said that he was exposed for buying Twitter followers.
Something like YouTube followers.
Yeah. Well, that's what they said, that he was exposed for buying Twitter followers. And they don't, believe me when I tell you, they don't let him forget it.
Gravesend, I don't have that video hooked up right now to play. Otherwise, I would. Let me double check to make sure I don't have it. But I know which one you're talking about, my man.
Well, I like the one. Is that the same one where you talked about, where he's talking about dating advice? I thought that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't load those.
Funny.
I didn't load those up yet.
Okay.
Let me see which one this one is.
And Terry Garvin.
I don't want to put that up. That's my brother Tom right there.
Oh.
Okay. Hello, people. I just want to first of all say thank you for subbing to this new channel. Okay. You don't want to see that fat guy either. But anyway. Angel, we had a very good show tonight so far. A good amount of people. I think they're here for you.
Did they know I was coming?
No, I'm just trying to make you feel good.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Hey, okay, people, give me some more money, please. It's 118. What the hell? I come on here every night.
I never X for money. I only X for likes.
Oh, okay. Angel, that's because your father buried big bags of money in the backyard. You dug big holes and you got all sorts of money in your backyard. Anytime you need money, all you got to do is dig up the backyard. Yeah. You got to be careful. Sometimes those bags have something else next to them. Yeah. You know what I respect about Angel? She understands that her father was a gangster.
100%.
And she doesn't try to say, what do you mean? He would never bury anything in the backyard.
Well, he certainly didn't bury anything in my backyard.
In your backyard,
He
okay?
didn't bury anything in his backyard either.
Yes, he would never bury anything in your backyard. Now, if it was James Proctor's backyard or my backyard, we don't know what the hell's back there.
Yeah.
Too bad he didn't put Sammy back there when he should have.
Handsome Jack, he knows why. He knows who made those memes. In fact, I have a video where he is actually saying that his friend made those memes. And then for some reason, he changed it. Now he says someone else made them, but he knows who made those memes. He knows. And we'll all know. I'm sorry, Lee Cole. You have another super chat.
I like
A beer for you and Angel. Thank you, Billy Brown.
I got to give Asino credit. He came in and did about 20 highs in a row to people, and just sorry. I mean that's a classic right there, my man. $13.99, a beer for you and Angel. Angel, do you drink beer?
No, I only drink my Polar Seltzer black.
I do not drink beer. I do not drink liquor. I wash my pain pills down with water.
But I will tell you what I did. I did buy, I found cases of the Polar Seltzer for $10.50 a case. So I bought 5 cases. And
listen, some people can afford to buy 5 cases, and other people can't afford to buy 5 cases.
$10.50 a case? Are you crazy? You have to get it when you see that.
Joy, you're absolutely right. And we said this before, nobody will ever ask Gravano about your brother because
I would if I saw him.
Yeah.
That's why that's why you want to get the contract to talk to him.
You know what? I don't understand. So a couple of things I did want to point out on that. One, he put everything in his wife's name or children's name to avoid having to make retribution.
Yes.
You know, that was one thing. And two, you know, it just really upsetting that in his videos, he will say that one of his cohorts pulled the trigger, but actually it was Sammy that pulled the trigger, is what I've heard.
Yes, no, that's what Sammy said. That's what Sammy said in his 302 to the FBI. He never mentioned Louis Melito, and I keep saying that. People argue with me, but I would tell them, go look at his 302 and tell me that he didn't say that. He said that. He said he shot him. He didn't say nobody else.
Right.
Louis Melito was probably with him because. But what did Sammy do to Louis Melito, Angel?
He killed him.
He killed his best friend, a guy that he grew up with his whole life.
And then took his properties and stuff.
And then threatened his wife.
What a shame. Springfield Goon, no, that's $3.99 for I think 8 or 12 of them. I got 24 cans for $10.50.
Okay, the mob did not end. The mob changed, but it did not end. Exactly. And Tommy knows what I mean because Tommy's about that age. And many guys got caught on wiretaps, not just many guys. So many guys got caught on wiretaps. That's the one thing you got to say. They always knew the wiretaps were out there, and they just didn't shut up.
Yeah. Rico changed everything. I just have to, you know, that's really what changed everything.
I don't believe this. I don't believe, guys. Marla gave me 1990.
Hello, Marla.
Marla, it's about time that you reached in that purse and gave me a little money.
My God, leave Marla alone.
Marla's been spitting that money everywhere, but she never spit it my way. Finally, Marla. And that's only because I called you out today, Marla. Okay, that's the only reason.
Leave Marla alone.
Thank you, Marla. Marla's a wonderful woman.
Yes, she is.
If she puts up with you, Angel, I know what it's like to put up with you. Okay, big head. Who cares? I'm glad the mob went down. Isn't that good? That murderers, extortionists, absentee fathers. Oh, absentee fathers. What do you think? Just the mob has absentee fathers?
Do you look up to the rats who put them away? Because isn't that funny? How could you look up to somebody who put somebody away and you forget all that they've done in their past, but they're good guys just because they put someone away. It's like bad guys put bad guys away, but then the bad guys are let back out on the street again.
And Big Head, do you realize that this is the mob genre? This isn't the I hate the mob genre. FBS started that I hate the mob genre, which he came into and he loved it one time. He loved it up until he lost his best friend. Angel Gotti abandoned him, left him on the railroad track, sitting next to it with his hands down and his head in his knees crying.
You know, listen, we started to not like each other. I started to not be interested in what he was saying. He didn't like that. I didn't like what he was saying. And that was it. And then we backed away from each other. I backed away from him, certainly. And then he didn't like something that I say. And he has been on a mission it will be 7 months pretty soon, trying to rip me apart. And
Billy Brown, I'm sorry, Billy Brown, you've been so given tonight. I really appreciate it. If you need my bank information and stuff, I would be glad to give it to you. That was a joke. God, that was a bad joke. But Billy Brown, thank you. A case of drinks for Angel and a few bottles of water for Lee to wash his pills down. And you know something, people? I have not popped a pain pill in 7 months now. 7 months. And yet these guys they do shows about me being a druggie. Shows. That tells you everything.
Exactly.
I had vertebrae surgery. I had back surgery, bone on bone. I can go tomorrow and get all the painkillers I want, but I won't do it. I can get fentanyl patches if I want, but I won't do it. But if it makes them feel good, you know what burns them up? That this old man here comes on, I turn on my computer, and my show at the end of the night will beat their shows. They hate it. They hate it. This show will have 4,000 or 5,000 views within a day or two. And they'll be stuck at 2.4. And that's what it hates. And they're lucky I don't do these shows every night. I would be a real bastard if I did the shows every night. I just don't have it in me.
You know what, though? You know, when we look at, they don't know your life. They don't know what you've went through. You've had a $1 billion corporation put you on the street. They ruined your life. They basically took your brother away from you.
They had me arrested and put in prison.
They had you arrested.
Had me arrested and put in jail, and thinking that I was going to stay there.
Yeah.
They made a vital mistake. There's so many things that happen with that, and they think I'm going to come on here and be intimidated by any.
Right. That's what is so hilarious. They think that this is really going to keep you from coming on the show. You know, that's just stupid. Yeah.
There's been a strong presence here on Long Island, obviously the city, but I do not know how it's doing outside of New York. Richie, I don't know what you're talking about. I apologize. If anybody knows what Richie's talking about. Okay, I'm not going to read Megyn Kelly. I like Megyn Kelly. She's been doing much better ever since she insulted Donald Trump during that debate. They need to stop thinking they are political advocates. They are not just guilty of dealing drugs. Okay. And that's the thing, people. You know, drugs are out of control right now. Are we going to blame the mafia now? The drugs are worse than ever in this country.
Yes, they are.
The mafia is not even in existence. I mean, very little factions. So maybe, you know, if anything, back then when you had a mob, they controlled things. Nobody's here to control things now. They're just flooding everything over the border. Our neighborhoods aren't patrolled. They're not protected. Anything they want to bring in now, they can bring in because there's no protection in the streets. Nothing can be stopped anymore. Gravano said he would never kill a child and is against drugs. Yes, Joy, and we were talking about that. Here's a man that ran a drug empire down in Arizona for almost 2 years. And he says that, you know, all of a sudden he wants you to get a hold of him and talk to him about the fentanyl problem. Come on, Sammy, you were a gangster. Let's be honest about it. Gangsters are part of the drug problem too. Maybe you should fess up to that part. Fess up to what happened in Arizona, and don't say that it was your son. You're actually blaming your son for you being a drug kingpin. Jared, how do you feel about your dad blaming you for being a drug? He's saying that you were the drug kingpin, Jared. that you were dealing the drugs with the double dogs, and he was just trying to guide you.
But he enjoyed the attention, though.
Oh,
Sammy
he
would
loved
go
it.
into, you remember going into the coffee shops and everyone calling him Don and all that? He loved it.
But do you see his new thing now, Angel? Now he calls himself the Don of YouTube. He literally started calling himself that.
Who?
Sammy Gravano. It's on the video with Jeff Nadeau.
Oh, please.
He is now a Don. He said that. I'm the Don of YouTube. But does he have more people than Michael Francis?
No.
Not even close.
Yeah.
So he's actually, this is how his mind thinks, people. He thinks he's still a gangster. Now he's the Don of YouTube. Can't make this
Well, he
stuff
did
up.
that little, what was it, a weird show? You remember he did like an actual live action, some sort of mini series thing?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even remember what that was.
I'm sorry. If people remember years ago, I think he did it while on the stand testifying against my father. He said the reason why he was doing this is because he didn't want his son following him into a life of crime.
But his son went right there.
Exactly.
His son was doing quite a few things in the life of crime.
Exactly.
And I'm sure he did it because his last name was Gravano. Look what the hell he put his son through. He basically abandoned it. He ratted and left his family in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people forget about that. Did he think about the consequences that was going to happen to his family when he ratted?
Nothing was going to happen to them.
And eventually they ran with it, especially Karen. She ran with it.
Yeah.
But
nothing was going to happen to them.
Because back then they knew if anything happened to them, they'd be arrested. I mean, and then they wouldn't go after very rarely in the history of the mob did they kill the children unless you're in Sicily. That's a whole big,
nobody was going after them.
Okay, let's read a few more of these. We'll stay on for a few more minutes. Angel, so your show is coming on in an hour, ain't it?
8:35, yes.
Oh, so do you want me to come over there and help you get those views up?
Yeah. After I do what I have to do first, yeah, you're always.
Oh, what do you got? To, so you and Marley got to do something in the beginning without me. Is that how it works?
Actually, I'm going to show something about something that happened in Orange County, California, about the snitch tank. It's called.
Yes, and we were talking about this.
Yeah, MRE is going to come on and help me do that because I'm not very good at. I don't know when you're supposed to stop and start talking. So he said that he would.
That's perfect. That sounds very interesting.
Yes, this is a big scandal that they just they just even reported on it now. I have that article. September of 2022. That's how many years this is going on.
So you're going to do this with MRE and
yeah, and then I'm going to read some of my dad's letters to me and my children, and then it's open for Lee Cole to come in and make me mad.
I ain't no second stringer. I don't come in. I don't come in behind people. Okay. I started off. Tonight is MRE's turn.
No, you promised me, Lee Cole. You promised.
No, MRE's he'll get you big numbers too.
You promised me, Lee Cole. You promised.
This is MRE's night. Let's all respect him. MRE he's going to actually do a very good job on that whole thing. I guarantee it. It is awful though, what you're talking about. People, I don't want to tell you anything about it here, but you really got to go see that show tonight because it's going to be really interesting. You're going to be shocked about rats and stuff and how they're doing it to the prison system.
Because since there are some people on here who want to, pat them on the back because they put the bad guys away. Well, why are you patting them on the back? Because they were the bad guys too. They killed people as well. So why are you patting them? Because they ratted? That's it. That's you pat them on the back for that. You forgive their murders. But the people that died in prison, they're suddenly garbage.
Okay,
So,
I just like to say one thing too when we think about this. Where were we, Angel?
oh my goodness, you were saying that you were going to come on.
No, that's not what I was
Yes,
saying.
you were.
Okay.
You
It's
promised.
up to Polly.
Polly.
Yeah, Polly. If I can go on tonight, it's up to Polly.
Oh, yeah, Polly.
Sometimes I abuse her. I neglect her.
No, you do not.
Look at James with his dog. You know.
Oh, that dog is so beautiful.
And you have two of them, right, James?
Yeah, this one's half Shih Tzu and half French Bulldog, and then the other one's a miniature Schnauzer.
I am so far. I'm going to try to catch up here before I leave. Go toward the end. People, I'm passing some of you. I apologize, but you know something. This is a chat that gets legitimately jammed up. Sammy is a real crime fighter.
Oh, look at those. Those dogs are so cute.
Buffalo Billy.
Oh, and they're so beautiful.
Paps is sneaky. Thank you, Buffalo Billy. That's why I don't give you a wrench, Buffalo Billy. Okay.
Genius. Yes, Angel. How come your dad's visit tapes aren't released in full? Another high-profile cases have all video released. Why aren't all the Gotti's prison visits out? Only parts of them. Okay, that was one tape, and that was really bad. There are, let's say if there's 100, there's about 80 that are really, really good. I happen to have some, and who knows? I might ask somebody to do that for me. They're gonna take it and put it on a CD for me, make clips for me, and maybe one day I will play them for everyone. When a certain content creator is gone, I will.
I have 3 blue healers. Let me tell you something. Blue healers, they're vicious little dogs when they want to be. I don't know if you ever dealt with them suckers, but they got some sharp teeth and some bites.
Do.
Yeah, they're great for herding dogs.
Yeah, that's what I.
They bite at they bite at ankles,
Mm-hmm.
and they do that to people too. But they're great dogs. Okay, let's see. Sammy and Jimmy sitting in the tree kissing. Okay.
Lee Cole, can I ask you for a big favor?
Yeah. Yes.
Would you mind if I dropped my son's link in your chat?
Why? You don't even have to ask me that.
Thank you so much.
Ever. You could drop it in continuously.
Everybody, please give my boy a sub. He has a gaming, and he's on right now with my little grandson. Please. Thank you, Lee Cole.
Oh, you mean he's on right now with your grandson?
Yeah, he's on.
So if you drop the links, you guys can go see what a baby Gotti looks like.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Does he have a hairdo like your father?
No, he's blonde actually. He's like his mom.
Here she
My
is.
mom,
Here's the queen.
family.
Oh wow!
That's the queen. That's Papa, right, Papa? Right? Okay, go over my shoulder.
Aw.
Okay.
Real beautiful.
Yes, I trust them dogs more. I trust my dog more than any woman I've ever known.
Well, I love animals more than I love people.
Except people like
My
me.
freezer is talking. What?
Except people like MRE. You don't love no one more than MRE. Subscribe to Tommy Stiggs. Yes, please subscribe to him. He makes good coffee, and you could drink and drive with him in the morning. He will not be drinking liquor. He will be drinking coffee, and you can go for a ride with Tommy Stiggs, the most handsome 50-year-old man in this genre.
Thank you, Tommy. He just thank you.
How's that, Tommy? Did I give you a plug? Was that plug good enough?
Genius. I don't make money off of who my father is, or I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in doing that. So I will. I'll someday I'll play some of them.
If he was my father, I'd be selling his underwear on eBay.
No.
I'd be buying socks and saying they're his, even though they're not his. I'll be selling those too. You know how much product you could buy just saying John Gotti wore it and sell it?
Yeah, I would never do that.
Okay, well, I guess you and I are different people.
Yes, we are different people, Lee Cole. Because when you ask, can you come on? I say yes, and then when I ask you, you say, no.
You have people out there saying that Lee Cole is part of Angel's show now. Yeah, I mean, they're like, they're like Angel's. Angel's become such a smart businesswoman. She has Lee Cole on now.
Yes. You know how many times the other night, when was the last, like 3 nights ago, you and Marla, you know how many times I fell asleep? I need you to carry the show for me when I get tired.
Buffalo Billy. Here's the decision you got to make, Buffalo
Me.
Billy. You have to make a decision whether you even want to be watching this show. If you don't have nothing nice to say, I don't mind 1 or 2 remarks. But if you're going to be a dick continuously, you're going to be out of the show. It's up to you. If you want to call me a dick 1 out of every 3 remarks, that's cool. Okay, 1 out of every 3, not every 1.
No, people are mad at you because of what you're doing tomorrow. I'm not mad at you. I'm not crazy about it, but I can't tell you what to do.
That's right. Nobody can.
People
That's right.
think.
See, we are content makers. We do what we want to do.
And we disagree, but we don't hate each other for it. I'm not mad at him because of what he's
And Angel, how long ago did I talk to you about this? A couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes.
See, it's not something that I'm just doing out of the blue.
Yeah.
This is something that I decided I want to do. If I look stupid doing it, then I look stupid doing it. It's on me.
Well, it's a debate, right? It's not that's why it is.
No, it's not like a love fest. There's not going to be no hugging, no making up or nothing like that. We're beyond making up. There's too much evil that's been done. There's no making up here. Big Head Lee. Thank you. I do have a big head, by the way.
Hit the like button, everyone.
Angel Lee will come on your show, but you'll have to wait 24 hours.
Why?
Because she's pretty smart. She probably realized it'll be in 24 hours. Okay, let's see. We're going to... Angel, I appreciate you hanging on a little bit extra tonight.
No, that's okay, Lee.
All people saying pizza talk bad about 9/11 people are the same saying Carrie Kanye are anti-Semitics. They're twisting his words. No, we're not genius. We're not twisting his words. I heard his words. He said he was mad because people were jumping out of the buildings and he was waiting for his clothes. I mean, no, genius. I don't think you are here. And genius, I don't know what to say to you. Angel, I don't believe your father hurt anybody outside of the life. They all knew the bat business, didn't have good retirement plans. Sammy killed a kid himself and always blamed someone else. Yes, any smart gangster knew what the ending was. 99% sure that you're going to die in prison or die in the street. Very few people like Francis escaped. That's a rarity. That's just a rarity.
Amber, but then he came on after. He came on after that time. He came on again.
Yes, Amber. I'm sorry, Amber. If you want to be mad at me, you can be. Sean, I seen that you were on Angel. Oops. That means I admitted seeing your show because I know Sean was on it for a long time. That means I was watching your show and I lied to you, Angel.
Oh, you did not. You came on. Oh, Lee Cole.
Evil, evil, evil.
You are evil.
Sean, how you doing? I'm good to see you here, my man. I would drop you the link, but we're not going to be on that much longer.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, when are you going to do tryouts for your co-host?
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a big tryout for co-host people. You got to start putting in your applications. Mm-hmm. Right now, at the top of the chart is Stone Sailor. He's leading everybody right now, and he's being followed by Gunsmoke. But the problem with Gunsmoke, he's not able to get out of his house. So I don't know if he can be part of the show.
I can't with you.
Billy Brown, I'm glad Lee's having a debate for SoFlo. It'd be great content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lee, you stick to your word. I apologize, but you have a fetish for views, past behavior, future behavior paths. I like the way you talk. I have a fetish for views. I like that. That's my new fetish, views and subs.
Please hit the like button.
Amber, no, Lee, no one can be mad at you. You're great in my book. Amber, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Amber is the one who was defending you the other night for talking about short people.
They got mad because I was talking about midgets?
No, Amber was the one defending you, remember? Amber's mom.
Yeah. And all I said is you put them little horny bastards together.
Mom is a short person.
Oh, that's right, Amber. I'm sorry.
You remember now?
They're not horny little people, them midgets.
Oh, my God.
I take it back. Listen, people, here's what I was talking about. They have
I'm leaving.
No, they had a convention out. Every year they have a midget convention out in and I knew a short guy from Florida, and he told me about it out in Indiana. And the midgets meet in this hotel, and it becomes an orgy. You have midgets just jumping on top of anything that moves, and he said this to me. The little guy said this to me. So I'm not making fun of midgets. God bless them. I mean, look at Jeff Nadeau. He has not. It has not. Jeff Nadeau's a midget with a rug on his head.
Oh,
and he has not let it hold him back at all.
That hair is real.
Oh, Angel, come on.
I saw him blow drying it.
Angel, take a look at the picture where he's leaving his house and his mother's kissing him goodbye. That's on Scam Dude. Did you see that yet?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Tell me that did not look like a rug.
But I saw him blow drying it. So
yeah, but he uses Elmer's glue.
What?
He probably uses that monster glue, that cement that you know.
And Lee, in Wichita Falls, you know where that is. They had a midget or little person.
Oh my God, little person.
Yeah, little person that was a stripper at a strip club in Wichita Falls, and she was making. What I heard was she made the most money of all the women there.
Oh, see,
crazy.
Because she had those sexy tiny legs.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You see, men like those little stumpy legs.
Oh my.
Come on. And they got that little round butt, that little round midget butt. They know how to dance.
Now I'm getting off before I get in trouble.
And they got those muscular little arms and those little boobies.
Bye, everybody. Oh, someone's at the door.
You're running off, Angel.
Bye. Okay. We ran Angel off. She doesn't. Amber, I was going to tell how tall my dad is, but I could only imagine what would come out of your mouth. Amber, how tall is your dad? See, Amber has a little person that's her mom, and we're joking. It's we got to learn to joke. If Jeff Nadeau can go through life as a midget and do well, we got to respect them.
Yep.
Tommy C. I dated a little person for a while. I was nuts. Okay. Amber, I won't say anything wild. How tall is your father? I promise. I give you my word. Even that crazy bastard Billy laughed nuts about her. Oh, he's 6'3". Oh, hey, listen, he's a big man. I better shut up and stop talking about his wife. I never said, no, hey, listen, it's, it's very strange too, because you never know when a child's born, whether they're going to get that gene or not. I don't know how that works, but you just never know.
No.
Okay, Jeff Nadeau's here is actually dead rat. He got from Sammy. If anybody's hitting their dog inhumanely, I would definitely just take the dog. That is that. Let's hope that he's not hurting the poor dog. We seen what happened to the first dog. It literally lost its voice. Here, its dog is a genius. Why do you excuse that? Amber's father laid down to propose to her mom. You guys are so cold, people. Amber, did you hear that? And here's how we're going to end tonight. Jeff is a clown. That's going to be our last remark of the night, people.
Perfect ending.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody here tonight. I appreciate everybody that donated tonight. And I haven't checked my Cash App. And if you didn't send anything to my Cash App, it's going to be very depressing tonight. I don't know if I'll be back again. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been a great show. I had a great time. And you'll see me in a couple days, for sure. A day or so, I'll do another live. Take care, everybody. Oh, hit the like button, please. Hit that like button. I don't know how many likes we have. So let me, okay, hold up. Before I leave, let me see how many likes we got. We have 135 likes to close the show. Thank you, people. I appreciate it. Take care.